So, what's the name of our new album?
Hilasterion.
What sort of album is this album?
This is going to, well, it's going to be a concept album, which means the song, there's a theme that runs through the whole album, whether it's music or a story. One of my favourite bands, Donna Horne, are brilliant at having a theme that runs constantly through the whole album, and that's what I was hoping to achieve with this. And I always wanted to do a concert album about the Bible story, and but I could never really gel it together how to do it. I'd written little voice memos on the phone, and they, like years ago, a couple of years ago, I'd just forgotten about it. Then I read this, the Journal of the Watcher, which is written by Tim Jennings, Come and Reason Ministry, and illustrated by Lewis Johnson. And it's just look at that beautiful white page. But it's just the story of the Bible, and it's like the watchers, like heavenly watchers, angels watching over, and that's Lewis Johnson's awesome,
amazing illustrations.
Amazing illustrations.
Absolutely beautiful.
And I looked at that, and then the COVID hit, and I just felt impressed that it was time to try and do it. And that's where I got the inspiration from, the Journal of the Watcher. It sort of has it laid out, the story laid out there, and I just picked the highlights of that story, and then wanted that in song, and that's what we're trying to do. So the album's broken up into 3 parts, like the Old Testament highlights, Jesus' ministries highlights, and then contemporary, where it affects us as people, and that's the idea of that. I wanted to not just be, it's not a praise album, it's not a worship album. I want it to be an experience that you're there, or you're in that person's shoes, and you're transported back into that time or place, and you actually feel it rather than just a song of praise. And not that there's anything wrong with songs of praise, but I just wanted the album to be real and authentic, and feel those emotions that you actually were there or present.
So a concept album, is it designed to listen from start to finish?
Definitely. These songs aren't just pull a song out and listen to one at a time. It's more, if anyone's going to watch it, want them to listen to first song to the end song if you've got a spare 50 minutes or 60. I don't know how long the album goes on for. Yeah, so these songs are not meant to be taken in isolation, they're meant to be taken in the full listening of it to get the whole idea. If you take one out and then hear that, you won't get the whole gist of the album, and so hopefully if you do listen to it, you listen to it from start to finish. Oh, and Hilasterion, the meaning of it is basically, I'm just going to do it's a Greek word, so I'm not going to do I'll just dumb it down for us. It's making of peace, bringing peace. Like Jesus is our atonement, and that's basically that. So it's bringing 2 parties together and making peace. I think that's the best way to describe it. But Jesus is that Hilasterion, that atonement.
So, what's your favourite song?
Favourite song is number 1 to 14. That's very difficult. My favourite song is not my favourite song to listen to, but they're all good. I think, in my opinion. But I like Babylon Dreams and Hilasterion, just the fact that we wrote those songs for the album, and we wrote Hilasterion around that word, which is very difficult to do, trying to write a song around the word Hilasterion. And so I wrote the lyrics, and obviously you put the melody to it, and the melody I just thought sounded...
Donna, that is, Donna, yeah.
Not Donna.
Not those listening.
Yeah, and just the melody you come up with, I just think just suits the song, and then I think we did a good job of just making it real and making it like you're back in the Exodus time and the wilderness. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that song. And Babylon Dreams, again, a song I wrote and then gave to Donna, and she, I mean, I originally wanted to sing it, and then Donna wrote this melody to it, and she sung it, and then it just sounded too good for me to ruin it. So so I let Donna do that, and then Joe. Oh, I've got to mention Joe, because without without Joe just made this album so much fun, and she brought her brilliant skills of piano, and then we sort of abused those skills with MIDI computerized sounds. So all the sounds you hear, Joe playing piano, but we just changed it up a bit. So, but she'd bring in wonderful little melodies that would just bring, and she's like, oh, no, she never really wanted to play it.
She's like, oh, it sounds good without it, you don't need to add it. But it always made it like so much better.
It just made it
there.
pop. Every song just would pop once Joe would put her little magic to it. So thanks, Joe.
Yeah, we love Joe. And she's a lot of fun at practices too. And she's just one of those, Joe's one of those people that, you know, you just click with. You know, there's not many people in life where you just click with those people. And she's one of those people that we can just hang out all day in the studio and we'll just laugh and like rip each other off and stuff, and we're like, we know not to get offended, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. She's great.
What was the question again? Oh, Hilasterion. Yeah, what does it mean? No, favourite song. Sorry, yeah. So those two for that reason, and if you when you hear Babylon Dreams, you'll know what I mean. But Save Us is one that I don't get sick of.
Our first recording for it.
And Donna, another one of Donna's songs. I think Perusia's special. Yeah, there's just so many. Yeah, Babylon Dreams, Perusia, and I love. I don't know. I love. What's your one?
Which one?
Chains.
Chains.
And Come to Me. Oh my goodness. What a dumb question. They're all good.
So, do you have like which song was like the most enjoyable to make?
I'd say Perusia. Good thing about Perusia is because we were down to record, and Reese, who we record with at Spinlight Studios, Reese Zacher. If you ever want to record a song, check Reese out. He's awesome, easy to work with.
He's awesome.
And he was meant to. He got sick. His whole family got sick. Bit of an allergy, not COVID. Pretty hard to get sick with that. Sorry. And I was so looking forward to record the song, and he rang.
You should have seen him. He was so upset and cranky.
I was pouting. I was like a little kid.
He really was.
Couldn't have his.
I was like, and I was like, look, there'll be a reason why. Just wait, and you'll find out there's a reason why we had to wait. We needed more time for this song. And what happened?
And it was true. Like we changed. We just added the start of the song. You'll hear the start of the song. We just come up with that idea in the week that we are coming up to record. We changed the ending of how we actually sung the word Perusia was changed. There's about 3 or 4 things that have changed for the better.
And Joe suggested a part for that one, was it? Or was that Babylon Dreams? Whoops, sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, so that was the most enjoyable to record. Other than that, it was always stressful recording, especially trying to get the guitar parts. Trying to record and not make mistakes is very hard. Not as easy as you would think. Yeah.
So, what would be the most strangest or interesting instrument or sounds that you've added to any of the songs?
Well, I wasn't allowed to add all the sounds that I wanted to add.
He was outvoted.
I was vetoed on many occasions for adding sounds. The sitar we added, not that we could play it, it's just computerized, but
Joe played it really on the keyboard.
Yeah, Joe played it on the keyboard. Always wanted the triangle, but they wouldn't let me play the triangle. We couldn't get the triangle in. And harmonica, but no one knew how to play it, so I don't know any harmonica. I'd love to have got the harmonica on. It is finished.
So if you know how to play and you want to play next time, let us know.
I'm going to learn how to play it. I've got it at home, just haven't learned how to play it, but it is finished. I wanted the harmonica on that, but usually Reese can play lots of instruments, but he reckons the harmonica wasn't one of them. So
we forced him to do slide guitar.
People laughed at my sheep sound. I wanted people arguing on the album before in our song about Noah.
But the sheep made it.
The sheep made it, yeah. The sheep did make it, thankfully, but my arguing meant in Noah's time that got vetoed. Fire, thunder, wind, rain, all the good stuff. Yeah. I think that's...
You've got other sounds I can think of.
What strange...
There's like water lapping up against a boat and thunder, and
yes.
It's a little bit theatrical in ways.
Yes, that's what you have to experience and be there and live it, and then immerse yourself in it. That you're
and wind.
There.
That's why you need to listen through. You'll get to hear them all.
Didn't you have a special instrument that you played, or got someone to play for you?
So yeah, the instrument that I took as a joke, actually, it was a stevia container. I was actually gonna have it and show you, but I didn't realise I was gonna video this right now. So you know stevia, it's like a natural sweetener. I actually took some of that in a container.
So our music's no sugar?
Yeah, so even our music is sugar-free. Reese, he actually did play it for me on the recording, and I've got a video probably of him shaking it as well. It's on Come To Me, when you do eventually listen to Come To Me, that's what you're hearing, not a shaker. You're actually hearing stevia in a thing.
Do you have a favourite song?
Oh, there's
it
lots
has to be
of
one of mine.
songs. I kind of try to divide it into my favourites of mine and my favourites of Brad's. So one that always...
Very political.
One of the first ones that comes to my mind that I love out of mine would be Chains, just because it's a very personal song for me. So I wrote that. That actually started because Brad got us to do this songwriting, what do you call it? Exercise, yeah. And he just set it like a timer for 10 minutes or something, and you had to just write whatever came to your mind in that time. And I wrote the first verse and the chorus and the first line of the second verse in that time, whatever time frame it was. And that's how that came. And it was just I think how I was feeling at the time.
You're feeling at the time changed.
No, it was just, I don't know. If you hear the song, it's just a very confusing song, really. It's a little bit, yeah.
But we adapted it for Mary.
And we ended up using it as it was, actually. We didn't really adapt it, but we used that as a reflection, and it's called Chains Ode to Mary. So we're using that as a song for Mary Magdalene for what she went through as well, because I'm sure she would have felt very confused in her times as well. I love Come To Me as well that I wrote, and of course Another Land, which is already out that you can hear. I love that as well. It's my newest one. And The Flame is another personal one as well that I wrote.
None of mine have made it to
I know,
the top list
I like them all, but then of Brad's probably one of my favourites of Brad's would be what is it? Jacob's Well. Jacob's wanting to go home, not that Jacob. Jacob's Well. At Jacob's Well, I think Brad got me to sing that one, and I know it's one of those songs I listen to and I feel like I wrote it. I just really like it, really connected with that song as well. and I love It Is Finished as well.
What's Jacob's Well about?
Oh yes, it's about the Samaritan woman. And there's a really good, if you've seen the Chosen series, there's a really good episode in there about the lady at the well, and it's just we watched that with Jo to give her that experience of seeing that story before actually recording.
And getting the emotion
for it. So if you haven't seen The Chosen, yeah, watch it. It's an amazing series. The second series is about to come out.
This one about Christ.
Yeah, it's
not cheesy.
It's not cheesy at all, and you feel like, you know, they're real people, and Jesus, you can really connect with him as a real person, just like us. And yeah, it's a really good series. It Is Finished is another one of Brad's I really like, and we're waiting for that one actually to be mixed now. I just can't wait to hear it. It's a really beautiful sort of mellow song, I suppose. Yeah, and
that's about a lot of songs are written about Christ and the cross, but this is from his perspective, and everyone leaving him and abandoning him, and him saying not to lose faith.
Yeah. And we've just decided on our way out here today that we're going to actually... Oh, there's guys coming down the
crazy guys in the rapids again.
I don't know how they went down the river and somehow they've gone back up. They must have went up the road. He's already been down the waterfall once. Yeah, so we're actually going to add to the album the song Heaven's Coming Down, which is already out as a single, and we did for a New Song Collective album as well. So he's about to go over. Maybe. Oh, they're waiting for their friends. Yeah, so we're going to add that song in to go before It Is Finished. It's because it's around that same time about
like
Jesus
a part A,
before
part
the cross.
B.
Yeah, it'd be like a part A, part B type thing. So you could have heard that song already. And we're gonna slip that song in there as well. But yeah, we're so excited to share this album. We've been working on it for quite a while now, and it's really exciting and very different to our first album, and I would hope a lot better as well, just because we've had the experience now of recording the first one, and more experience in the studio as well. And I even got to play some guitar on 2 songs of mine, which was Another Land and The Flame. I played the rhythm guitar myself, which was amazing for me because I never thought I'd do that. We hope you enjoy it and listen to the whole thing. The first song might seem a little bit out there and a little bit scary, I suppose. The Fall. We're going to do a part.
I've changed the name of it. I'm thinking of calling it War in Heaven.
I'm finding this out right now too.
I was meant to tell you back there, but when you were away, going
right.
War in Heaven.
Okay, so the first.
And the second song is called The Fall.
Right. So The Fall originally was one song, and it had two
hidden
parts.
Song.
It was kind of 2 songs joined together, 2 short songs joined together, and it had the first part is about Lucifer's fall in heaven, and then Brad sings that quite in character. He seemed to really do it very easily, so I'm a little bit worried about that. And then I sang as Eve in the second part, but I think we can all relate to Eve at some point.
How did you sing so angelically?
So just get through that first part and don't think, oh, this is a bit full on. It only goes for about 2.5 minutes, I think, and get to the rest of.
But it's real. The album's meant to be real. It's meant to be about. You can't. I didn't want to brush over Lucifer's part and his fall, and I wanted to really. That's why we're in this mess. So.
Yeah, it's not to, worship him or anything like that. It's not to praise him or
give
anything.
Him time.
That is the reason why everything is the way it is.
And most people don't think he exists anyway. So.
Yeah. It's a big part of what we're going through today. Another one of those stinging leaves just fell down. So.
Oh yeah, and the cover of our album, we were talking about the Journal of the Watcher and how that was the inspiration for the album, but also as soon as I saw the pictures in there, I just always wanted to have Lewis Johnson do that album cover, and we reached out to Lewis, and he's a lovely Christian man, and I'll put his little. He's got a ministry of his own that he does puppets, musical puppets, and he creates his own, makes his own puppets. He creates a house. It's just absolutely phenomenal what he does and the work he puts in. He agreed to do the album cover for us once we reached out to him, and we're so grateful. And he did it at a well below cost. I feel a bit embarrassed what we paid him for it, but it's obviously worth a lot more. And Lewis was kind enough to do that for us. So when you see the album cover, Lewis did that as well. So check out his ministry. I'll put that on a little underneath on words. I think it's Renew Love or something like that.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah. So
We'll double check that.
I'll get that right. Yeah, but check out Lewis's work. It's really good.
I don't know what you can see in there, but I just want to say, like, we don't do, this is our passion. This is just something that we both love doing, writing songs. Like, we'd be writing these songs anyway, and we just love playing them just for ourselves because that's just a passion that we've got. And like, if we don't try to make money out of it or get any sort of fame or praise or anything for doing this. We just want people to enjoy it, and if they don't, then that's fine. We don't want to make money out of it or anything, so we don't plan to. We can't put things up digitally like for free because TuneCore does all that by itself. But yeah, like we would really love to be able to share some of our music and be able to give out CDs to people as well. Especially those who want to hear it and don't necessarily have the money for it. Like we plan to be sharing our CDs without charging. So yeah, we want everyone to be able to hear it, and yeah. I think we're just about done here.
Jacob, do you have a favourite song?
This is Allen River that inspired Another Land.
Jacob, do you have a favourite song of ours? You're probably sick of them all.
It was cold in the pool.
In the river?
In the river, I mean. It was cold. It was like an icicle.
All right.
Dad was so freezing.
Yeah, it was cold.